You know, recently I've been browsing Reddit and I saw an interesting post that says if Trump were a Roman emperor, then he would be worse than Nero. First of all, whoever posted this cringe Reddit post, get out of your mom's basement and find a job at the local supermarket or whatever jobs your low IQ can afford you to do. Secondly, if I was a Roman emperor, the empire would survive till now and there won't be a scattered Europe. If you have to compare me with other Roman emperors, I would be a better version of Justinian or maybe even Augustus. I think my last interview about Byzantine Empire got kind of viral. And some people are throwing comments like, Trump, you are wrong. It's not called the Byzantine Empire. It's called the Eastern Roman Empire or simply the Roman Empire. You think I don't know it? Yes, the Byzantines called themselves the Romans, and there was never a Byzantine Empire. The term was created by historians later, but that's the way we're calling it now, dumb-numb, okay? If you have to blame someone, blame Diocletian or the barbarians. Those were the ones that killed half of the empire. If I were there during the twilight years of the Roman Empire, we wouldn't be talking about any fall today. Trust me on this. Under the leadership of me, Donaldus Augustus Trumpius, the empire would have been the symbol of power, prosperity, and stability, much like it was during the Pax Romana. We would have brought back those days of glory. Now, these so-called barbarians, they're not like us. They don't share our culture, our values. They came into our empire, they took your jobs, slept your wives, and if they got the ancestors of the Bidens, they're probably going to rape your kids as well. But you know what? If I were there, they wouldn't have stood a chance. That I can tell you. The Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, the other barbarian tribes, they wouldn't have been a problem. I would have dealt with them effectively, believe me. I wouldn't be like these weak emperors. No, sir, weak emperors cost the empire very heavily, just like what Crooked Joe is doing to our beloved country. I would entrust my Praetorian guards to execute my will and clear any obstacles that lay before me. If I had the Praetorian guards or the Varangian guards during my term, I most certainly would order them to catch Mike the traitor Pence, chop his head off and feed it to the dogs. Man, if all politics are like this, how fantastic the world will be. I would have built a wall, a tremendous wall, bigger and better than Hadrian's Wall to keep out the barbarians. And let me tell you something about walls. Nobody builds walls better than me. We'd have had the finest Roman engineers and the best resources to build that wall, and those barbarians, they'd have been the ones paying for it through tributes or treaties. Next, our military would have been the strongest in the world. The Roman legions were the embodiment of discipline and efficiency, but under my leadership, they would have been even better. We'd have modeled them on the lines of the Marian reforms. We would have had the best training, the best equipment, and possibly even innovating new battle tactics to keep ahead of the barbarians. The economy, folks, would have been the key focus. Do you remember the wealth of Rome under Emperor Augustus? The prosperity, the trade, the gold? That's what we'd have aimed for. We would have boosted trade, stabilized the currency, controlled inflation, and ensured equitable wealth distribution. Rome had faced economic instability due to overspending on wars, devaluation of Roman currency, over-reliance on slave labor, and an increase in taxation. But under my watch, we'd have taken steps to fix the economy, to ensure the empire remained wealthy and prosperous. The public infrastructure would have been top-notch, surpassing even the great achievements of the High Empire era. We're talking roads, aqueducts, public baths, grand monuments, maybe even a Trump Tower, who knows? A total overhaul to match and surpass the glory of Trajan and Hadrian's reigns. And we wouldn't have just defended our borders, folks. We would have expanded and annexed new territories just like the Romans did. We would have been winners, taking the grandeur of Rome to every corner of the world. So when historians mention the fall of the Roman Empire, I would say not under my watch. With an impenetrable wall, a robust military, a thriving economy, and fair governance, Rome would have continued to be the beacon of civilization for 1,000 more years, if not more. Believe me.